Welcome. In this video, we will be taking a look at the new Staff Catalog interface in Evergreen 3.7. After the upgrade to Evergreen 3.7, the Staff Catalog will have a slightly different look and feel, as well as some new functionality. The public catalog used by library patrons will remain the same. Let's start by taking a look at the Staff Catalog search interface. Running across the top of the screen, there are now 5 tabs that give us our main search options. In addition to keyword search, we have numeric search, which still allows us to search by ISBN, ISSN, and other identifying numbers. We also have mark search, which allows us to search by mark tag and subfield. This was previously called expert search, and the label has been updated to more closely match functionality. You can still add and remove fields if you want to create a more complex search here. The Browse tab is the same browse interface we're used to seeing. It allows us to browse by title, author, subject, and series. And there's also a Shelf Browse tab. This tab allows us to browse the catalog by call number. This feature was previously located in the Numeric Search tab, and it now has its own tab in the interface. The Keyword Search tab still allows us to conduct a basic keyword search or construct a more complex search by selecting a format, search type, and matching specifications. We can also use the plus and minus buttons to add and remove search fields to create more complex searches. The vertical ellipses icon can be used to expand the search filters that we're used to seeing in the advanced search interface of the catalog. And we can click on that icon again to toggle the filters. Any search that we conduct in each of these 5 tabs can be scoped to search an individual library, library system, or the entire Spark catalog. You can select your search scope by using the library filter in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. And you can always start typing in your library's code to find it in the list. In the upper right corner, we now see a button for Catalog Preferences. Some of these preferences may look familiar as the search preferences we're used to seeing in the Workstation Administration menu. Now we can set some of these preferences directly from the catalog to fine-tune our search screen. The default search library, preferred library, and default search pane are the same settings we've had in the past. 2 new settings in this interface are the search results per page and exclude electronic resources. Search results per page allows you to set the number of search results or titles that you want to view per page when you're searching the staff catalog. We're no longer limited to only seeing 20 titles per page. You can change this to however many search results you want to view at one time. Exclude electronic resources is an option that has been in Evergreen for a few versions, but it's now accessible here in the catalog preferences. If this option is selected, the search results will exclude any bibliographic records where the item form has been cataloged as an O or an S. As we make changes to these settings, you'll notice that they are automatically updated. There is no save button. In the upper right-hand corner, the Recent Searches button allows us to view recent searches and easily redo those searches in the staff catalog. Saved searches are cleared when you click Clear Recent Searches or when you log out of the staff interface. This feature can be turned on or off in your catalog via the library settings in Evergreen, and you can set the number of past searches you want to see in this menu. The library setting can be configured for your library system, or the entire consortium. Search templates are a new feature in the staff catalog. They allow us to create customized search forms that match the types of searches that we perform over and over. For example, if you frequently perform author and title searches, You can create a search template and then use it to set up your search fields with one click of the button. Here I have an author title search template, and if we watch in the keyword search tab, as I click on it, my search fields will automatically be set up for my title and author search. I also have a search template for a series search. If I click on that, my search option changes to automatically give me that series search. You can easily create search templates for any of the search options that we have in the staff catalog. For example, if I frequently do DVD searches, from the All Formats drop-down, I can select DVD, and under Search Templates, I can click Save Template and give my template a name, and that search is now an option in our menu to use over and over. You can also create search templates in the other search tabs. For example, if we frequently do an ISBN search, I can go to the Numeric Search tab, select ISBN, and again, under Search Templates, save the template and assign a name. And we see that as an option now as well. If I click on the DVD search template, it brings us back to the keyword search where the DVD search is set up. And if I click on the ISBN search template, it brings us over to the numeric search where we have our ISBN search set up. Search templates are tied to the workstation, and workstations are tied to the computer and browser that you're using. The search templates that I see here will show up for anyone who logs in to Evergreen on this computer using the same workstation. Next, let's take a look at the search results. Let's conduct a search for Midnight Library. In the search results screen, our main search interface is persistent at the top of the screen for easy access to conduct another search. In the search results, we see some bibliographic information. Most of what we see here is very similar to what we saw in the previous staff catalog. We see basic bibliographic information, a summary of the number of items and holds. In addition, we now see the date that the bibliographic record was created, as well as the date it was last edited. We also see the usernames of the staff accounts that took those actions. Let's click on a title and take a closer look at the record in the staff catalog. At the top of the screen, we see the bibliographic record summary again. We see that basic information, and in the upper right-hand corner there's a single arrow. We can click on that to hide a lot of the information in the record summary, leaving us with just the basics. And we can click on it again to show more and expand the full record summary again. Also, above that, there is a double arrow to show the search form. If we click on that, our search interface appears again. Below the bibliographic record summary, we have several tabs that give us access to different views of the record and additional information related to our library's holdings. Most of these tabs and the information contained in them will be familiar to you, but there are a few tabs that we want to highlight in this video. The first tab, the Item Table tab, is the staff view of our holdings. This view is scoped by your search level, either the consortium, the system, or the branch, and your search preferences. Here, I searched at my library system, and so I'm seeing holdings from multiple libraries within that system. If I had searched at the Spark level, I would see holdings from libraries across the entire consortium. The Holdings View tab is another place where we can view holdings information. This tab isn't new, but it has a new look. This tab is an entry point into the cataloging module, and it can be scoped to show us holdings just at our library or across the entire consortium. Here we're viewing holdings just at the Blair County Library System. In this interface, we can show call numbers and show copies. We can also choose whether we want to hide empty call numbers and empty libraries or display them. Here, I'm going to hide empty call numbers in libraries and just view information at the libraries that have holdings for this title. You can also click on the gear icon over on the right-hand side to access the column picker to customize the information that you see in this tab. You can choose from the drop-down menu here which pieces of information you'd like to see in this grid. And you can save your grid settings. You can also manage your column widths. One thing you'll notice on this screen, if you're used to using the Holdings View tab, is that we now have a hierarchy of call number and item records. If you've used Evergreen for a while, you might recall this type of display from previous versions. This update to the staff catalog reintroduces the hierarchy. Here, in row number 3, this represents Altoona, and we see that they have one call number and one copy. Row 4 represents their call number record. This contains the call number that they use at their library for this particular title. And in row 5, this represents the item record. We have the item barcode and other item-related information. That's a brief overview of the Holdings View tab. Other changes that we see in the staff catalog are the shelf browse. The shelf browse feature is now located in its separate tab at the top of the record, instead of being hidden at the bottom of the record. If we click on shelf browse, this provides that virtual look at the titles on your library shelves. This interface is also scoped by your search, if you've searched the library, library system, or the consortium. Here, we are seeing the shelf browse across Blair County Library System. These titles are ordered by call number. We can use the buttons over on the right-hand side to scroll back and next to walk our way through the shelves. The other new tab to mention is the patron view. The patron view is a static view of the public catalog. If you're looking at this record from the staff side and you need to answer a patron question, you can quickly look at the patron view here to see what they see in the public catalog. In our bibliographic record, we still have bib-level actions over on the right-hand side here in the form of these buttons and drop-down menus. So under Other Actions, Mark 4, we have a few different options for taking actions with this record. We also have our entry point into the Serials module, and that shortcut to add holdings. We also have our button to place holds. The place hold option has the same functionality, but there are some enhancements related to item status and the overall look and feel. If I click on place hold, the interface looks a little different, but we have the same options. I can place a hold for my patron by entering their barcode, and Evergreen will automatically recognize the barcode and pull in relevant patron information. When I go to click place hold, we have a summary of the hold down below, and this hold status is a new feature that's nice. If I click place hold, you can see the hold is processing and then the hold is succeeded. So we get nice visual confirmation that the hold has been placed. I can click return to go back to the bibliographic record. Going back to our search form, if we do one more search for the 100-year flood and go to place a hold here for the same user, when I click place hold, we see that the item is not holdable. So here again we get nice visual confirmation with the red text and red bar that the item is not holdable, and if I have the permissions associated with my staff account, I will be able to override the hold. Thank you for watching this overview of the new staff catalog in Evergreen 3.7. If you have any questions or need additional information, please submit a ticket to the Spark support portal at sparkpa.helpspot.com or send an email to support@sparkpa.org.